Okay, I think we are live, and my mom, let's see. I am waiting to find out if we're live, and then my mom will be joining us, so hold on. Okay, everyone, thanks for waiting. We're waiting for my mom. I logged in, we're live. So while you were away, we managed to go live. So I want to make sure Valerie can hear us. She's on the other line. I want to thank everyone because what a beautiful day, right, Mom? It is the International Women's Day. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, and then I'll have my mom share. So the International Women's Day, they always have a theme. And to this year's theme for 2024 is Inspire Inclusion. So when we inspire others to understand and value women's inclusion, we forge a better world. And when women themselves are inspired to be included, there's a sense of belonging, relevance, and empowerment. Collectively, let's forge a more inclusive world for women. So, to me, I love how they have different themes every year, and we're talking about how women shouldn't be discriminated against, and equitable treatment of women. And Mom and I were just talking before we went live with my technical difficulties of managing the restream aspect, and I was telling my mom how I keep reading this quote about how a female fetus is born with all the eggs she'll ever have in her lifetime. So when your grandmother was carrying your mother in her womb, you were a tiny egg in your mother's ovaries. So the three have always been connected. So I think that's really sweet how you've got those generations. And I'm going to have my mom open us up with a prayer. And then we could talk a little bit about the day on the Mayan calendar and kind of what we're up to. And it's a beautiful day because it's for the king on the Mayan calendar. And my mom will open us up with a little prayer. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you, beloved Creator. Thank you, beloved Beauty. Thank you, Spirit of the sacred spiral that moves us, beloved Creator. Thank you for that feeling of allowing us that we are a constant motion, beloved Beauty, here on the earth and also in the cosmos. We are living, breathing stars ourselves, living multidimensionally, beloved Creator. On this sacred day, I am honoring all of the women around the globe, all females, whatever age we are at the moment. I am here and in a moment of honoring you on this beautiful sacred day of the women, International Women. I had a lot to think, beloved Creator, on this sacred day and how it came about by the United Nations honoring the women around the globe. Beloved Beauty, it is a sacred day in which we as women can honor each other, can look each other eye to eye and heart to heart, regardless of where we're from in this beautiful, beautiful globe, regardless of where in the four directions, regardless of time and space. We are honoring each other in this beautiful, beautiful sacred day. Today, here in New Mexico, we have been blessed by the sacred elements of the snow, the wind, the rain, the beautiful, beautiful clouds. So we have um, been nurtured by moisture in this beautiful, beautiful desert. And I want to give thanks to the elements on this sacred moment in which we have been blessed here in the state, in the four directions of the state. Beloved Creator, I want to send my blessings out to the grandmothers of the four directions, the spirit of all of our ancestors, the spirit of the earth, the spirit of the waters, the spirit of the wind, the spirit of the sacred fire, beloved Creator. Thank you for allowing us to be here today on this beautiful, beautiful day, and much blessings of love and light to all of life and all the animals that live on the earth, those that fly and those that crawl, beloved Creator. I thank you on this sacred day. Thank you. When I closed my eyes, I experienced the momentum of sitting out in the cosmos and just spinning with all of creation. And at the same time, my dog, our dog, Jack, decided that he wanted to be part of the prayer. So he sat here with me, and he is still here, thanking me, looking at the screen, looking at everybody. And it's so sweet how animals are attracted to prayer, and they come to you when you're praying. It's really, really sweet. But what I was thinking on this day of honoring the women around the globe is all that we have in common as females, that we are the birth givers of life. We are the only ones that can carry a life, that can give birth to life. And like Heather mentioned, this life that we give birth to has already their designated eggs and all that you need to become a human. And so, like Heather said, my grandmother, when she was holding my mother in her womb, and my mom was developing her little body in her womb, and her little body making these eggs. And I am part of that. And so is my daughter. And so is her daughters. And so is her daughter's baby. And of course, the great, great, great grandbaby also, we have the eggs and he's got the semen in his little body right now that will make life. And how precious that is, how beautiful it is, you know, for us to be able to think about that. The one thing that my mom gave to myself and my sisters was the gift to come to the United States and to be able to say yes or no to sex, to say yes or no, I will fall in love with you, to say yes or no, I will have a child or not have a child. These are all choices that we as women have to make. And so I'm really, really grateful and thankful to my mom for giving me this gift, to be able to have that freedom And so that's how I would like to start this conversation, Heather.
Thanks, Mom. Well, I think, we've shared that story, about you, your mom coming with your brothers and sisters when you were really young to the United States, which, I think it shaped who I am, and who my daughters are. And, and it kind of is a reflection to think about your mother, your grandmother, your grandparents, where they come from, and the journey they made, and I feel like it's an important thing in that connection we hold to our ancestors. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the day on the Mayan calendar, because, and I feel like we were talking about this not too long, about the eagle, the condor, and the quetzal, which is really what Sikking is, right, Mom? The essence of the day.
Yeah.
And did you
Yeah.
want to talk a little bit more about that?
The king is the spirit of the bird. It's the spirit of the bird that flies the highest. So in the United States, it would be the eagle. In South America, it would be the condor. In Central America, it would be the quetzal. But what the king brings to us on this day is the energy and the capacity to see beyond the physical, to be able to engage in seeing the invisible. It also reminds us that the king is also the messenger between those on earth and those that live in the heavens. And so we call on the king to take these messages to help us in our growth. And so this is the whole symbology of the king. And it also talks about the capacity of sight. What is it that we see in the invisible world? If we have the sight, which means, your eyes, the sight to be able to see into the invisible. And we're blessed.
Yeah. And then you've got the number 4, which is sacred, the sacred elements, the sacred directions, which it's just a beautiful day on the calendar, I feel like.
Absolutely. Yeah, I encourage everyone to use the energy of the king to enhance our everyday life.
And we were on a webinar series that we started. We had Grandmother Moy and A wanted to talk a little bit about a few things that we have coming up for people to join us. So we have our new series, and Mom surprised us this past Tuesday, and we are doing a series for a fundraiser for our journey to Peru in December with the Shift Network. And in the comments, there'll be some links. But it's going around. When we were talking about 4 on the Mayan calendar today, we're talking about the sacred elements in this webinar series that we're doing with the Maori grandmothers. And we have week 1 available. The recording is available if you missed it. And week 2, next Tuesday, is Ha, or air. And it's the discovering the breath of life and inspiration. And I know that you've spoken a lot about the element air, Mom, and how even with our breath, we could bless ourselves. If you could take a moment to kind of share with people how you use it, because it's a simple little thing that anyone can do.
Yeah, of course. We take our hands and we cup it like this, and we just kind of blow into the little cup, and then we take our hands and we bring it around us, our shoulders, we go down our arms and down into your body and down into your legs. And Jack is here because he wants to
Be blessed.
be blessed. Yes.
He might come up and join us. So we've got this 4-week series. We meet on Tuesdays. It's at 11 a.m. Hawaiian time, 1 p.m. Pacific, 2 Mountain, 3 Central, 4 Eastern. And it's the following day, Wednesdays at 10 in New Zealand. We'll include the link below. It's $39 for a week, or all 4 sessions are $156. So you can email me and I can help you sign up for that. But we had a beautiful conversation. It was about 2 hours. Valerie, who is helping us right now behind the scenes, made this beautiful 37-page ebook that you'll get. We also, Mom and I, and I'm pretty sure my mom's sister, Esperanza, her older sister, we are going to be in Sedona. I was talking to David earlier, so it sounds like we are all going to be in Sedona. We're doing a gentle journey, so we've got it kind of a little extended. So this is going to be an in-person event. It's going to be the first 2 weekends in May, May 4th and 5th, and the 11th and 12th. The first weekend, the voices of our grandmothers and ancestors, and the second weekend, wisdom, renewal, reverence, and rebirth. So those are the first 2 weekends in May. It actually kind of ends on a special day because it's actually Mother's Day, and we'll be doing some kind of community, probably luncheon or potluck or something like that. So save the date for that if you find yourself in Arizona. And I wanted to talk a little bit because we're approaching the 13th anniversary of the Temple of the Golden Child. And many people know the path just sustained so much damage on that supercell. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that vision that you received for the Temple of the Golden Child.
Yeah. 13 years ago on March 18th, actually, I was at a conference with Grandma Agnes and Grandma Mona in South Sausalito, California, and it was the conference was about prayer, and there were 140 men and women of different religions gathered, including Pierre Zia was there. And somewhere between around midnight, I saw in an awakened vision a master. And when I say master, I'm speaking about a holy person. When I'm speaking about a master, it is someone that is in a lineage of leadership, but he was dressed like in a monk outfit with this tunic on, and the tunic was a very, very deep, deep red. He came into the room and I saw him floating, coming towards me. I was looking at this being, but the head was just full of light. I was not able to see feet, but I was able to see hands of light and came to me and said to me, Flordemayo, I have a gift for you. And when he said, I have a gift, I extended my hands. And he put in my hands an egg. And this egg was made out of what looked to me like clay. It was brownish. And before I knew it, I was suspended in the heavens. I was able to see the globe of the earth. And as soon as I received the egg, I started immediately on a mantra. And at the same time, this mantra, this prayer, I started to repeatedly saying this prayer. And at the same time, I was with my hands just activating the egg. And the prayer went like this: you are love. There is nothing but love. Love is all that there is. And as I kept going around the egg and saying the prayer, it became very, very fast, and I became very, very animated, and my hands were moving very fast, and my mouth was moving very fast, and I was chanting very fast. And before I knew it, the substance of the brown outer shell of the egg started to come apart, and it started to become apart like rain. And so the brown outer layer of the egg started to fall out, and inside this brown layer there was a white crystalline substance inside, and that started to fall out, and it fell like rain onto the earth. And once the white crystal fell out, I started to see a baby inside the egg. But I want everybody to know that the egg was huge. It was big enough to hold a newborn baby, like a 9-pound baby. It was a big, big, big baby. And so after all the substance started to fall out and I started to see the baby, I started to pray and to shout to the grandmother, the creator maker. And I started to let everybody know that there was a baby in the egg. And I was in disbelief. I did not know how this could be, that I was holding a human baby in this egg. And I started to pray and I started to talk to the beloved mother. And the baby was absolute perfection. It was plumpy, the baby. It had little dimples on its knees. The little toes and the feet, the little legs were absolutely perfect. The little hands started to wiggle, and the fingers, everything about the baby was just absolutely beautiful. And as I'm looking at the baby, I realized that the baby had no genitalia. And I shouted out into the universe and to the beloved mother and said, beloved mother, the baby is androgynous. And so I kept going and talking and continuing to speak to the baby. And I mentioned to the baby, everything about it, everything that I was seeing about the baby, how beautiful it was, what a beautiful tummy, what a beautiful arms the baby had. And as I started to go up into the body and looking at the beautiful chest on the baby, I noticed that the baby's skin was gold, but I could see the flesh underneath the gold. And I let out another shout into the universe and calling the beloved mother and said, "Beloved mother, the baby is a golden baby." It's undescribable the joy that I was seeing of this beautiful, beautiful baby. And before I knew it, the rest of the shell started to fall out. And the baby kind of did a little bit of a turn so that I could see its little shoulder blade. And on the shoulder blade, the baby had a teeny weeny little golden wing on the shoulder blades. And then I looked at the baby's face, and I had never seen such a beautiful, beautiful face. The baby had closed its little eyes, and they were the shape like an almond shape eyes. And I started to look at the baby's hair, and the strands of hair were strands of gold. And I said to the beloved mother, the baby has golden hair. But it is gold like the gold, if you were like looking at threads of gold like that. And then before I knew it, as I was talking to the beloved mother, describing the baby started to flutter its eyes. And then finally the baby opened its eyes. And the almond eyes they did not look like human eyes. Inside the baby's eyes, I could see the cosmos. I could see the stars blinking inside the baby's eyes. And I became so in awe and so mesmerized. I had never seen anything like that. That this baby had, I could see the heavens in this baby's eyes. And I started to call the beloved mother and said, "Beloved mother, the baby has the cosmos in its eyes." And at that moment, I remember that I started traveling outside of my body, and I entered in the baby's eyes. And I disappeared. I disappeared into the cosmos. And I came back the following morning as the sunlight was coming up, the time of the dawn, the first light of the dawn. I came back and I was sitting in the same position that I was when the visitor came, and I was in a state of grace. I could not get up, get dressed, go to the bathroom. I couldn't do any of that. I couldn't do any of the mundane things. I just sat on the bed without saying a word. And I remember Grandma Agnes coming in and saying, "Flordemayo, we are doing the first morning prayer this morning. You need to get ready." I couldn't do it. I could hear her talking to me, but I couldn't do it. And Mona came in and said, "Hey, are you almost ready?" And I couldn't speak. It took me pretty much all day to process what I've had gone through. And in the evening, I spoke to the person that had planned this meeting of 150 people of prayer from all over the world. And I shared with her my vision. And she said to me, "I want you to be the first person to speak, and I want you to share that vision." So whatever it had been in mind that this gathering was going to be, whatever it was going to be about, everything kind of changed and it was redirected into this spiritual meaning of the golden child. Yeah. So this is 13 years ago.
Well, we love the number 13. So I think it's pretty auspicious. And well, with that being said, I think a lot of people following us know that we had the supercell kind of damage the path. We're hoping to um, get it repaired in time for, the fall. And I have the video, I have the two videos. I don't know if I should show Mom. I have the one before kind of showing the grounds, and then I have the one of the hail. I don't know if you want me to show those so people can kind of see what the path looks like. I feel like the first one does a really good job of, you get to see the temples and what we're talking about when we talk about the path. Do you want me to share it?
Sure, however you want to do it. Yeah.
Okay, so bear with me because I'm going to try to do this, and I need my Valerie to let me know, and you to let me know if we can see it. So hold on a minute because it'll take me 1 second to kind of maneuver. And so I've got a couple videos. The first one I'm going to show is kind of, we filmed it a few years ago before COVID. It was probably almost one of the last gatherings we had because Grandma Sasa was there and Karen Bright from Australia was there. So it was kind of a sweet thing. So it's a short little video. It's going to be about 4 minutes. And then I'm going to pause for a moment and share the one of the hail damage that we're talking about. So when it kind of gives a perspective of what we're talking about for those joining us. So one moment. And hold on. I got to go to full screen. Can you see it, Mom?
Yeah.
The path is a word that is very much of us. We have images of footprints throughout the beginning of life. And the footprints, it is really translates to what we leave here. And the path is the sacred walk that you do between ourselves and our creator. The mediator is the spirit of the wind. The mediator is the spirit of the water. What I know is what the earth says to me, what the wind says to me, what the birds say to me, what the rocks say to me, what all of nature speaks to me. So I am the listening ear and the one that delivers that message.
The Path is a nonprofit, and our vision is to bring awareness about seed preservation. A lot of times you'll see my mom go to events and she makes little seed bundles, and it's got a seed of corn, squash, and bean. But I think it gets people thinking about where their food comes from. Just like animals, if the seeds die, they're gone forever. They're just extinct. And I think it's bringing this awareness, and my mom tries to weave that into her spiritual events and the mandate that she received, welcoming people to the path.
We've had many, many, many volunteers, very, very dear people that came and gave of their time when they heard the vision. And this is only done because of volunteers. We have seed keepers. We have professional people with over 35 years experience of seed growing. We have people that are experienced in soil over 30, 40 years.
We work with a lot of other organizations or seed keepers that keep these collections. We work with the Rocky Mountain Seed Alliance, we work with the Pueblo and Susuke, and then many people have a collection of seeds. We store them in the seed temple. It's down underground. There's a full basement, and you got to keep the seeds viable, so they have to stay at that certain temperature. And humidity, and we're just there to help organizations or help people and keep those for future generations.
The land here is known as the 40 acres. And so this whole place here has only been created through the guidance of spirit. When you walk and you come through that gate, it is the door of transformation. It's a place of growth. We have to honor the heart of the earth and the heart of the heavens.
A lot of times we'll do open houses, or we collected a whole bunch of grandmothers and wisdom keepers and elders, and we weave together an event, a weekend around spirituality, but we also talk about seed preservation. So I think that her prayer, it kind of ripples out, and I think she also helps let people know that these answers are really within us, that you hopefully leave with empowerment and a sense of love and peace.
My mission here is to love God, because I'm constantly in a state of prayer, surrender, prayer, surrender, prayer, surrender. I just keep on moving. I keep walking on my sacred path, and it doesn't matter what happens on a daily basis. I just have to keep moving. Nothing can stop me. Not words, not actions. Even if a boulder comes in front of me, I will go through it, because I am not of this physical body. I experience who I am in the light, and I will just keep moving. And we have to start thinking that way. We are at the crossroads of humanity right now, and we have to listen. And that's why we have to honor all of nature and take care of it.
So I wanted to just share before I go to the next one. You could see over there, and I'm wondering if I could back it up. And a few people, special people that joined us on that, you got to see Grandma Sasa and Grandma Karen from Australia and Grandma Sasa's husband. But if I go back, I wanted to show, so you could see the fire temple, and right there was the temple of the golden child that you can kind of see in the background with the light illuminated on it. So right there is the golden child. And who painted that, Mom?
Manush.
So it's
Manush Galgir.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful painting. And then the other thing I wanted to point out as we go back, you saw the fire temple, but right here, these monoliths. So with the storm that kind of came over, some of them, I think there was 2 or 3, right, that kind of fell over in the background of the 40 acres. There was a couple that kind of, the wind kind of took them. And the other thing I was just going to go back to share, and there was a really good picture as they were flying in. Hold on. So this is the fire temple right here that you can see. And then the other temple that I was going to show you, let's see. You can kind of see over here, over here is the earth temple. This is the water temple. Then we've got the garden, and the sea temple is off to the right. And the temple of the golden child is the Hogan. And I share this because on the next video, what you're seeing here is not what it looks like today. We had a supercell kind of come over and hit, and it's quite windy at the path, and just kind of blew everything into the 4 directions. And so what I wanted to do is just kind of share, and I share this with you guys because I think it's important to give the visual and put into context what we've been talking about for the past year and our fundraisers and stuff like that. Mom, did you have anything else to say about the path, or oh, and you've got the wind temple over here. So I feel like you created a beautiful place honoring the 4 sacred elements, and you've had a lot of really special people. Vandana Shiva's come, all the 13 grandmothers have come, and it's actually going to be the 20th anniversary of your gathering and the path, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we've had so many special people come and be part and share prayers there. So the other one I was just going to share briefly, and I don't know that I'm going to share too much of it. Let me see if it works. And I don't have it up, so I'm not going to share it. But I thought I had it up. It kind of went through the hail damage that we experienced in the supercell. But I do want to take a little bit of time to kind of talk and maybe give some ideas for reflection that you guys can do for some journal prompts today, or I am statements. So one of the ideas is that you can reflect on how you can actively promote women's inclusion in your community and beyond. And what steps can you take to ensure every woman feels a sense of belonging and empowerment, whether that's in your family, in events that you do, or in your community. And if you're looking for a good idea for your journal, maybe write about a woman or an elder who has significantly influenced your life with wisdom, love, and light, and how have their teachings helped shape your path, your spiritual path, to honor this International Day of Women. And we've been using a lot of the I am statements, so I'm going to share a couple with you. I'm an advocate for inclusion, recognizing the strength and wisdom women and elders contribute to our world. I'm abundant, filled with gifts that enrich not only my life, but also those around me. I am a communicator, bridging the skies and the earth, carrying seeds of change and understanding. And I am in pursuit of my dreams, guided by the vision and fortune, building wealth that resonates with my soul's purpose. When you think about the day, Mom, do you think there's anything that you are going to reflect on today on the International Day or honoring women?
What kind of sits in my heart is all of the travels that I have done and all of the countries that I visited, the different communities, and how we came together with all of the women. My thinking is like reconnecting with all of the women that I met around the globe.
Yeah. And you guys, you used to say with the grandmothers, how many years of wisdom did you guys have with the 13 grandmothers
Well,
together?
20 years ago, it was over 900 years of feminine wisdom. So multiply that by 20.
Yeah. And it's amazing how you inspired other groups, other circles, other grandmother groups around the world.
Yeah.
And it's really going to be a special thing. And, we're really hoping to repair the damage at the path for special guests where we'll all kind of come together full circle this fall. But a couple other things that we have going. So we have the Sedona journey in May. My mom's older sister, Anna Speranza, she makes a lot of my mom's clothing. She is a dreamer. And how else would you explain Esperanza's talents? Or because it was almost like a clairvoyant kind of.
She's absolutely a clairvoyant. She's a healer. She has a lot of wisdom. She has been busy with her mundane life as a single mom, raising two men and 3 grand boys. So she's all surrounded by men. And it's now that Spirit has called her to come and do her healing work, and we were able to experience her doing her sacred healings when we went to Miami last month. But to me, she had always had the wisdom with her, and I have always consulted her with dreams and more. And she has always guided me, and she has been making my clothes since I was born. So that's 75 years ago now. And so she's very, very special in my life, and she's very sweet and very knowledgeable. And I think that people would be able to see and understand, just where we come from, about our mom and who we are from Central America, women of wisdom. Do you have a picture of her there with you, Heather? Of her and I, or her and David?
Yeah, give me a second, and I will come up. Let me take a look, because I feel like Rob, and I want to look back and see in the phone, because we're all together, and I'm wondering if I can pull it up quick. Hold on. I'm not going to take. Oh, I do. So hold on. Well, I got a picture of, okay, I got a good one. So hold on a minute, because I got to put it, airdrop it to myself, and then I'll share my screen. So 1 second. Okay. So let me find it and pull it up, and then I can share the picture. Okay. So give me 1 second, everyone. We're doing this in real time. Okay. And so there is a picture of my mom, my Aunt Esperanza, and our friend Robin. And Robin actually has some podcasts out where she's talking to the different grandmothers. And that was at my aunt's house. I feel like you and Aunt Esperanza look alike.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And at this moment, she says, I look exactly like Mom. So I'm now looking like my mother.
So we're hoping, so in Arizona, that's in May. We've got the Maori Wisdom Circle going on, honoring the 4 sacred elements. You can get the recording. You can email me. I'll sign you up for the other 3 classes. There's also an equinox alchemy experience going on with our friend One Divine is doing that, and it's a 10-day experience, and she's giving 12% of the proceeds to the path, and elders 65 and over are free for registration. There's also the expanded states of consciousness, and that's March 19th through the 26th. We'll include that link. Grandmother Moitu and my mother were interviewed for that. So that's a beautiful event. We have a free astrology with myself and Valerie, my bonus daughter. That's gonna be on March 22nd. And then we've got as well Peru coming up, and that's a sacred journey. We're going to Peru, which I'm so excited. That's with the Shift Network, and that's December 3rd through the 12th. And I think Stephen had told me yesterday, I think they only have 7 more spots left. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So grandmother, my mom's going, I'm going, Grandmother Moitu's going, Grandmother Ayla Paul is going. So we do have a fundraiser, because as you can imagine, we're trying to get the grandmothers there either 5 to 7 days ahead of time to acclimate to the time change, the altitude. We need assistance to go travel with them and help them. So we have that fundraiser, and that's what the that little webinar series is about. and we'll be sharing more about the 13th anniversary of the Golden Child. And we also, please join our mailing list, because there are some special things coming, and happening this fall. And I actually wrote something I was going to share, and I'm going to see if I can find it. But Mom, in closing, do you have anything that you want to share? I'm so glad that you're still healing, but you're feeling better than last year.
Better than last year, but I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad that I'm feeling better, of course.
well, and
And
Jack is happy that you are too.
yeah, he's right here at my feet.
Yeah, he wants to be included, everything.
Yes.
So I think it's a beautiful day in the Mayan calendar. It's a beautiful day for International Women's Day, and celebrate those women in your life. And Mom, do you want to close our little circle with just a quick word, or did you want me to close it out? Okay, so I'm going to read a poem that I wrote. And so, oh sacred spirits of the cosmos and Mother Earth, on this auspicious day of 4 King and International Women's Day, we come before you with hearts open and spirits willing. We honor the grandmothers, the elders, and every woman who embodies your divine love and light. Bless us with the vision of King, the sacred eagle, the consor, and the quetzal, to see beyond the horizons of our understanding and inspire within us a world of inclusion, where every woman, elder, and being feels valued, empowered, and integral to the tapestry of life. Let the messages of the winged ones remind us of our interconnectedness and the fortune that arises not from material wealth, but from the riches of the soul and heart. Guide us to communicate with compassion, to listen with empathy, and to act with all love in all our endeavors. May we be carriers of seeds of change, hope, unity, love, and light. Many blessings and happy International Women's Day. I love you, Mom. Love you, Jack. And now I'm going to have to figure out how to end the webinar. So, all right. I love you guys. Everyone, thank you for joining us. I hope you join us next Tuesday, because that was an incredible thing that we shared. Love you, Mom. I think you hit exit.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
okay. Love you. Bye.